Have you ever wondered why system hardening and network access control, or NAC, are so crucial in network administration? Well, let's dive right in. In the vast world of network administration, it's a constant game of cat and mouse. Administrators are always on their toes, racing to stay one step ahead of potential threats and vulnerabilities that could compromise their network. And that's where system hardening and NAC come in. Imagine your network as an impregnable fortress. It's robust, secure, and can withstand attacks. But without constant vigilance and reinforcement, even the stoutest fortress can fall. System hardening is that reinforcement. It's the process of strengthening the security configuration of the system to reduce its surface of vulnerability. System hardening can be compared to a blacksmith tempering steel, making it more resilient and less likely to bend under pressure. On the other hand, network access control, or NAC, acts as the gatekeeper of our fortress. NAC ensures that only authorized and compliant devices can access the network, keeping potential threats at bay. It's like the fortress guard, meticulously checking every individual before they are allowed entry, ensuring that they pose no threat to the fortress. Together, system hardening and NAC form the first line of defense in network security. They help to minimize the risk of network breaches by reducing vulnerabilities and controlling access. It's not just about keeping the bad guys out, it's about making sure the network can withstand attacks if they do get in. In the ever-evolving landscape of cybersecurity, these measures are not just optional, they're essential. As the threats and vulnerabilities become more sophisticated, so too must the defenses. It's a never-ending cycle of adaptation and evolution, with system hardening and NAC at the forefront. Just as a city fortifies its defenses against potential attacks, a network administrator must also harden and control access to their network to ensure its security and integrity. So, how does one harden a system? Let's break it down. System hardening is akin to fortifying a castle. It's all about bolstering defenses and minimizing vulnerabilities. The process can be broken down into 4 key steps: removing unnecessary applications, installing necessary patches, configuring settings securely, and maintaining the system regularly. First up, let's talk about removing unnecessary applications. Just like clearing out the clutter in your home, this step involves getting rid of any programs or apps that aren't needed. This is important because every application on your system is a potential gateway for cyber threats. By limiting the number of applications, you're effectively reducing the number of potential entry points for hackers. Next, we move on to installing necessary patches. This is like fixing the cracks in the castle's walls. Software companies regularly release patches to fix vulnerabilities in their programs. These patches are crucial in keeping your system secure. Make sure you're staying updated and installing these patches as soon as they become available. The third step involves configuring settings securely. This is where you set the rules of engagement for anyone trying to access the castle. It includes setting strong, unique passwords, enabling firewalls, and adjusting privacy settings to limit the amount of information that can be accessed externally. It's all about making it as difficult as possible for unauthorized parties to gain access to your system. Finally, we come to maintaining the system regularly. This is the equivalent of having a dedicated team constantly checking the castle's defenses and making necessary repairs. Regularly review your system's security measures, run antivirus scans, and keep an eye out for any suspicious activity. Remember, the cyber landscape is ever evolving. New threats emerge every day, so regular maintenance is crucial to stay one step ahead. System hardening is a process of continuous improvement and regular maintenance. It's all about reducing vulnerabilities and securing the system against potential threats. Now that we've hardened our system, how do we control access to it? The answer lies in implementing network access control, or NAC. Network access control is a vital component of system security that helps us decide who or what can access our network. Let's break down the process of implementing NAC into 4 main steps: creating access policies, deploying NAC devices, monitoring network traffic, and responding to policy violations. First up, creating access policies. This is where we decide the rules of the game. Who gets to access the network? From which devices? and at what times? These are some of the questions we need to answer when setting up our policies. It's a bit like deciding who gets an invite to your exclusive party and what they can bring along. Next, we deploy NAC devices. These are the gatekeepers of our network. They enforce our access policies, making sure that only those on the guest list get in. NAC devices can come in many forms, from dedicated hardware to software solutions, and even cloud-based services. Choose the one that suits your network best. Now, onto monitoring network traffic. This is where we keep an eye on the comings and goings in our network. It's about being vigilant and spotting any unusual activity that could indicate a security breach. It's like having security cameras at our party, keeping an eye on the crowd. Lastly, we need to respond to policy violations. If someone or something tries to break our rules, we need to act. This could mean blocking a device, disabling a user account, or even alerting law enforcement. It's about taking swift action to protect our network. So there you have it. Implementing network access control is like throwing a party. You decide who gets invited, hire a bouncer to enforce the rules, keep an eye on the crowd, and act swiftly if any trouble arises. Network access control is like a digital bouncer, ensuring that only authorized users and devices have access to your network. In the end, why are system hardening and NAC so vital in network administration? Let's encapsulate the essence of what we've learned. System hardening is like the armor that shields your network, transforming it into an impregnable fortress. It's the process of stripping down systems to the bare essentials, eliminating every possible vulnerability. Now, let's not forget about network access control, or NAC. Think of it as the gatekeeper, deciding who can enter your network and who should stay out. It controls access based on a set of predefined policies, ensuring only authorized users can access your sensitive data. Together, these two strategies form a robust defense against cyber threats. They work in tandem to prevent unauthorized access, protect sensitive data, and ensure the overall health of your network. By incorporating these measures, you're not just securing your network, but also instilling trust and reliability in your system's users. Remember, a well-hardened system and effective network access control are your best allies in the fight against network threats and vulnerabilities. Stay safe out there.